All right, so just to start, when did you decide you wanted to be an athletic director, and how long ago did I guess you become one?
Well, athletic directing was later than being a PE teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I had my own business for about 15 years. I was a personal trainer and had a personal training business. It was a small gym at about 1,800, 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
So I did that for about 10 years, and then that didn't become possible anymore. So at that point, I really fell back on my education, which was I have a degree in physical education from the University of South Florida.
South Florida, okay.
Yeah, so when I closed my personal training business, I immediately the next day came to, at the time, which was Guilford Day School.
Yeah.
And applied for the PE position that they had open and got it. So.
And then just kind of rotated into.
Yeah, I've been doing that ever since. Tim Montgomery was the athletic director here before me, and he had it for about, I guess, 2, maybe 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tim had a heart attack and had to retire from doing athletic directing, and I took over from there.
Okay, and how long ago was that?
Probably now, I've been here, this is my 15th year, so probably about 12 years ago.
Okay, wow. All right. So your education was in physical education. Let's see. So what are kind of the daily duties of your job?
Athletic directing?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Both?
so just, both, I guess.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I try to get administration to understand how much there is.
Yeah.
Number one, you have to come in and you've got to make sure everything that's planned for that day is running properly.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten any phone calls? Does anyone need to cancel? Are buses ready to go? So there's a lot of administrative work to making sure the athletics that are scheduled for the day are running correctly. Verifying referees, verifying the school that's supposed to be here. Do they know the correct time?
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten the word out to your parents about the correct time? Are there any changes? Are the fields in good shape? Has it rained? There's 1,000 things that you have to do first thing in the morning.
That makes sense.
Plus, being a small school, I'm the one who lines the fields, marks them, makes sure they're cut, all that stuff. So when you're at a small school, Quint, you're doing a lot, a ton of stuff. And then, once the day is done, then you're just looking at your overall schedule, trying to plan ahead. Because right now we're just starting basketball, but I'm already looking at the spring, saying, do I have my ultimate frisbee coach ready? I'm checking our uniforms. What are we going to do about that? Making sure none of them need repaired. So you're always looking really a season ahead.
Yeah.
And you kind of do that just every day that you come in. We have an athletic hotline here, so it has to be updated every morning. So that's like on the top of my list, making sure that it gets updated. Do we have any administrative meetings that need done? For instance, today we have a basketball game. Well, we have to have a cash drawer for that. So that means I have to go to our business manager, make sure that we have the funds available for the cash drawer. So there's 1,000 little things every day that really have to be done, especially on game day like today. And then especially if you have more than one game on a day. Like right now we have 3 different sports going. We have junior high flag football, we have varsity girls basketball, varsity boys basketball. And so you got to make sure all 3 of those are running properly. So there's quite a bit. You tag that onto a full 5 classes teaching schedule, that doesn't leave you much time.
Yeah.
And so you have to be fairly well organized.
So how do you work? So would you say you work a pretty good amount of hours then for?
Yeah, typically, I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 8. I'll get in between 7 and 8 in the morning, just depending on the day. And usually I'll get home on an easy day at 7.
Wow, okay.
On a long day, it'll be 9:30, 10 o'clock before I get home.
And do you coach the basketball team also?
I do.
Okay. Athletic director, basketball coach.
Yeah, I actually, there was a time I coached 5 sports. I'm doing girls varsity volleyball, which just ended. I'll do boys varsity basketball. That goes into junior high basketball, which I also coach. And then I do boys varsity golf. So right now I'm doing 4.
Okay.
So a lot of athletic directors don't do that. But being at a small school, typically what you'll find is the salary for athletic directing is not as large as what it is in a public school or
Okay.
a larger school.
Okay.
So it's really difficult just to do the athletic
Yeah.
directing. So you usually find yourself wearing another hat or two.
Okay.
So
Okay. Let's see. So, what characteristics would you say are needed to become an athletic director slash?
well, you have to be organized.
Okay.
You have to care about your program and more importantly your athletes. And just you have to have a good philosophy of what you want your program to be. At Noble Academy, typically we're not going to see a lot of elite athletes come through here. All of our kids are learning disabled, so they're ADD, COPD, dysgraphia, dyslexia, along with some other challenges that they have. So what we want to do is just make sure that my philosophy is going to benefit them. If you read a lot of the research, there's the biggest reason that young teenagers and students get involved in athletics is they want to have fun. The number one reason why they quit athletics is they're not having fun. So we can try for conference championships or state championships. That's all well and good. But the reality of it is you'll be lucky if 3% go to the next level. 3% of your athletes ever. That's in your whole athletic career and coaching career. So you better be doing this for another reason. And I try to keep our program here focused on that other reason. I want them to have fun. I want them to learn teamwork. I want them to learn discipline. And I want them to learn how to manage success, how to manage failure, so that those things they can use later on in their life. Because most of them are not going on to be athletes at the next level. Certainly not at the pro level. So you want to stick true to your philosophy and say, why are we here? And stay true to that. Not get caught up on winning championships and doing things that may get you that short-term success and throw away your long-term goals.
Yeah.
So, I think if you just stay true to yourself and what you're really here for, you'll be fine. And it's when you get caught up in some of the others. Like for us this year, our volleyball program was the best program we have ever had at Noble Academy.
Yeah.
They were 9-3.
Okay.
We have never had a team with that winning percentage before. And I tried to make sure when that was happening that we really didn't do anything differently. We were just sticking to what we were there for. And I just had a group of girls who really bought into that, and they really took care of each other and treated each other like a family. And the result was we had a good year. We had a really good year. So.
All right. Okay. Which season's the busiest for you?
Probably basketball season, because especially now we just added a girls varsity basketball program, so it's going to be a little different this year. So now we have a junior high flag football program going on in the winter, girls varsity basketball, boys varsity basketball. We have had cheerleading at times. We are not having cheerleading this year.
Yeah, I think my mom actually wasn't. She
Yeah, she
did
was.
that.
She
yeah.
did. She just did a great job, and I know she's disappointed that even though she wasn't going to help in a major role this year, I know she's disappointed. But from our standpoint, being a small school, we gave the girls a choice between playing girls basketball and doing cheerleading, and I was hoping that we'd have enough to do both, but we just didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough for cheerleading. We had enough for basketball, so we went with that. But the winter is probably the busiest, although fall's not far behind.
Yeah.
Because we have volleyball going on, we have varsity cross country going on, we have junior high soccer, and we have varsity soccer. So the fall is not far behind. It's just fall's a little easier because I've got some work time without any students here. We're not teaching any classes for a couple weeks, so we're getting sports rolling. Now we're teaching classes. You've got all your Christmas pageants going on. You've got everything, and then you still have your athletic program going. So it's probably winter's the busiest time.
Okay. So how does, when you guys, I guess, hire a coach, how does that decision-making process go usually? Is it a group of people that make that decision?
Most of it, again, being a small school, is a little different. Most of it goes through me.
Okay.
I still have to run it through administration and through my supervisors, which is the head of the upper school and then the head of the whole school. I'll usually run it by them. 99% of the time, they're going to defer to my judgment because I do run the athletic program. We do a background check on everybody. Everyone has to pass a drug test. So there are some standard protocols that everybody goes through. You know, they sign their W-2s and that whole 9 yards. But typically the decision is left to me as an athletic director. If it's an assistant coach situation, then obviously the head coach of the sport will actually sit down and we'll do that together. But for instance, since I'm running for the sports on my own, most of the decisions will come through me.
Yeah. Okay.